Alright, we're back. I don't know for how long, but we're back. Charter's having issues right now, so we're just going to have to work with it as best we can. It's not my laptop, it's 100% Charter. But anyway, welcome back. Welcome back. But yeah, we're back. I'm still setting it up, so yeah, I'll sit tight for just a second. Let people get back in here. Shout out AJ Marshall who subscribed about 18 days ago. Appreciate you. Welcome to the Keep Pounding family. Yeah. David, help me out, man. If things go bad, let me know. All right. I'm gonna ask you in the next 5-10 minutes if we're live still or not. Just let me know. All right. All right. Yeah.
Let's just hold off.
I'm getting us set up. It did not like that screen for some reason. Okay, let's try this again. All right. If you did not see the first 9 minutes of the reaction, it will be in the previous stream. That will be going up. Basically, to sum it up, we talked about how important it is to have the personnel be correct, as far as character-wise. We talked about Brant Tillis a little bit. We talked about Dave Canales and his plans for this year. We talked about the trade with the Rams that never materialized. We also talked about that sign outside of Lucas Oil Stadium on draft day. Let me see where that's at. I guess we missed it. Anyway, you guys know what I'm talking about, so. Are we still good? We're still good? David Screw says, ironically, it shuts off when you say you're always having tech issues. So I thought that was weird and your face froze. Ain't that the truth, though? Anyway, yeah, I'm going to have this in full screen mode, so I'm not going to be able to know unless I'm in the chat, which I'm pulling up right now on my app, on my phone app. Okay, cool. All right. We ready to go? We got people in again. All right, let's boogie.
See if the Rams call.
Yeah.
I'm wired, and you guys can see it on the Blueprint video. I want to trade up, I want to trade back. I just want action. When Mason got picked, I knew we were going to have an opportunity to trade our pick. We had action.
It's kind of big for us. No pressure, though. It's fine.
So, Brant Tillis was pretty much saying he wants to trade our pick, either up or down. He doesn't want to stay there. Is that what I'm understanding? Because that's what I'm getting out of that response right there. I don't know what y'all got, but that was my take on it. Like, he didn't want to stay at 8. Like, he was getting antsy. And it was either move up or move down. Whatever picks or trades happened. And I'm like, okay. Okay. Let's continue.
It's fine. I'm fine.
So the Rams wanted to come up, and when you're coming up from that far, or you're moving that far back, the compensation becomes a lot trickier.
We're on the clock.
Yeah,
It does.
Do you know what you want to do?
I did. No calls yet.
Oh, hang on.
Tu vida se mueve rápido. Mantente conectado con...
Okay. Wouldn't y'all know it? I got a commercial from Spectrum, man. Wouldn't y'all know it? What? What are the odds that would happen? Okay. Alright, moving on. Let's see what we got here.
What's up, man?
Just sitting here. What do you got?
Before we went on the clock, before the draft even started on Thursday, like we had it figured out, like, okay, it's gonna take this for us to move back to 26.
So it's, hang on, it's,
Whoa. He said 25th? This man said 25th. Let me make sure I heard that right.
Before we went on the clock, before the draft even started on Thursday, like we had it figured out, like, okay, it's gonna take this for us to move back to 26.
25th or 26th? What spot were the Rams in? I forget now. But David Screw says, don't mention tech issues. Don't read this comment out. Too late. Too late. Oh my god.
so it's, hang on, it's 8.
We're on the clock, and the Rams are asking, hey, do you guys want to do this trade?
All right, let me play that. All right, fine.
What did they say in their side?
We had a little bit of trade stuff going on that we were kind of working through. You know, they would have had to give us the moon for us to trade out of that spot.
It's still not the same deal we talked about.
So for me, it was no different than free agency or even doing an extension. Like, I'm just following a script and a plan.
How does that compare with this one?
Yeah.
Would you do this right now?
Yeah. No.
You would?
Oh.
The one we offered?
Yeah.
Would you do this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Either they'll do it or
Yeah.
we're just gonna call it.
Okay. We will do the thing that Dan had proposed. Okay, cool. Alright, they're talking about.
Like, I could feel my heart pounding. Eric leaned over to me and he was like, this is like a multi-million-dollar decision for us. I'm like, okay, great, thank you.
There's 2 minutes left. You know, I remember looking up at the clock when he didn't get picked at 7 and he was there, like, it was like, boom.
Ooh.
We already knew what we were gonna do. It was just a question of, was it gonna happen?
Hey. Okay, cool. Alright, bye. They're out.
Alright. See Matt.
Wow.
What's up, man? This is Dan Morgan with the Carolina Panthers, man. How you doing?
Hey, I'm ready. Let's do it.
All right, let's do it, man. Let's get it. Let's go. Clap it up, man. Hey, Nalo, this is Coach Canales speaking of Cowboys voice. Let's go, man.
Hey, we bleed blue. Come on, Carson, let's do it.
Let's go. Hey, man, we're so excited, bro. I can't even tell you, man. This is awesome. You put in the work. You deserve this moment. So I'm fired up to work with you, brother.
Yeah, I'm ready, man. I appreciate y'all giving me the opportunity.
With the 8th pick In the 2025 NFL Draft, the Carolina Panthers select Teteroa McMillan, wide receiver, Arizona.
All right, let's do Ted.
Elite ball skills, everybody control, backing out of anybody, anything.
The playmaker, the difference maker, just jumps off the tape, and then you get to meet the guy, and then you just fall in love with him there too.
I absolutely love this one.
Phenomenal talent.
Excellent pick. You want to help your quarterback? This is how you do it.
Let's score some touchdowns, Rob. What do you say?
Teteroa McMillan, the wide receiver.
I knew that was going to take you.
That was supposed to be our pick.
He helps this team in a big way.
How you like that, Bryce?
Hey, Bryce, you're not getting a Christmas present now. You already got it, okay?
Hey, I'm going to tell you right now, the Cali connection is going to be something different, I promise.
He's got everything you wanted to receive, the body control, the vertical, everything you need.
Super competitive and passionate about what he does. So, yeah, we fell in love with him.
Quick pop, McMillan turns the corner, loses his defender.
Oh.
So he just fits the bill of what you want to push the details of this offense forward.
I heard you like big receivers. Come on, Rob. Let's go, man.
We heard y'all like big receivers. Hey, all the Panther streamers out there. We heard you like big wide receivers. They heard it too. That's why they took him.
Yeah, man, I just feel, just really, finally knowing what team I get to play for. Man, I'm just blessed. I'm super grateful for this opportunity. But that facility, they gave me nothing but good energy, good vibes, cool peoples. Definitely some of that people that I can mesh with. So I'm just looking forward to coming to Charlotte tomorrow and seeing everybody.
Welcome to Carolina, Tat. Happy to have you, man.
I feel like it was hitting me most last night when I saw everybody in my family wearing a hat. I was like, oh, damn. Like, we really got picked 8. I was like, we really going to Carolina. That's crazy. Me being the first, not only Polynesian, but the first person to put the lay on the commissioner, it's honestly a blessing. I'm super glad that we did it. And
that's cool.
Hopefully, we started training.
Love that aerial view too of the stadium.
It's been surreal getting that phone call, walking up on stage, putting the hat on, to flying in this morning to Charlotte. I'm super grateful, super blessed just to be in the position I am, man, and I'm so thankful. I'm looking forward to catching the ball from Bryce, having one-on-one battles in practice with JC Horn. This is home, man, and shoot, I'm ready to get after it.
That's the energy we like, man. That's the energy we like, Ted. There you go. Come in here ready to work, man. That's what's up.
Oh, appreciate you, man.
Come on, man.
Yes, sir.
How you doing, Coach?
Welcome home, man.
Appreciate it, man.
Got some for you too, a little Carson style.
Oh, all right.
How you doing? How you doing? Yeah. Welcome to the fam, bro.
Man,
that's cool.
It's a blessing. It's a blessing. Oh, yeah. Oh, damn. That's the one. That's hard, boy. Yee. Y'all see this? It look right. Don't it look right? Ooh.
Right next to Jake Plummer.
Hard, boy. Oh yeah, that's the one, y'all. Got that foe on. Ooh. And I got my bro next to me.
Oh, right next to Bryce Young. Okay.
Good.
Bro, so happy.
There you
Appreciate
go.
it, bro. Appreciate it.
Congratulations, man.
Appreciate it, bro. Hey, how I look better than you when you you came here the next time?
Nah, I'm playing, bro. You look fine.
How you doing though?
Oh, good, man.
You over here training and stuff?
Yeah, we just started. This was phase 1.
That's fine. Yeah, no, bro, I'm ready to get to it, boy. I ain't gonna lie to you, boy.
I'm excited, man.
I'm ready to get to it.
Bro, it's gonna be.
We gotta do something this year.
Bro,
we gotta light it up.
It's a lot of good people, good dudes.
Yeah.
Charlotte's a good city. I'm excited for you to get to be around it.
I keep telling them, man, that Cali to Cali connection will be different.
Right.
Man, good to see you. I'll be out here soon, ready to get active. Bro.
Man, that chemistry, that interaction right there was beautiful between Bryce and Ted. That's how we started off right, man. Yup. Love that.
Come on, man. For you.
How you doing?
How you
It's
doing?
good to have you,
All
bro.
right, appreciate you.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Looking clean, man.
I appreciate it. Appreciate it.
How you feeling about everything?
I'm good, man.
Good.
Y'all ready for the second round today?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, definitely, man. Get some more ballers.
Yeah, I was about to say I need some teammates, man.
Yup.
I need some more teammates.
Yeah, we'll get you, man.
I like that.
They're going pretty hard on advertising that particular game.
We've got tight ends. There's a few running backs you're going to hear early on tonight. There are starters out there and plenty of them. So
Yeah, we get to the main course. Here we go.
this is where teams can really make some noise.
All right. See how these guys come off the board and go from there.
I think day 2, the initial feel is, hey, we got to get some pass rushers. We knew that there was the potential for us to double dip as well.
I'm going to say that Princely is going to be there third. I'm calling it. I'm not going to risk it, but I'm calling it.
Yeah. I think it'll work itself out organically, but we'll see.
Alright. Here's the deal.
This trade is fairly painless trade.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's good.
Dave Tepper is an unbelievable resource to have in the draft room. He is a trader by...
Why did they censor that? Why did they censor whose trade that was? Because here's the thing. The draft is over. The draft is over. We already know who we traded with and who we didn't. So why censor that? That's what I'm interested in knowing. Like, is that a clue to how they operate? Is that why we censored it? Like, I'm just trying to figure that out. And I try to call attention to stuff that's important, you know what I mean? And that's important. Because if that's giving away trade secrets, then yeah, let's censor it. But if it's not, and we already know who we traded to and who we didn't, and it's not giving away our formula, for how we trade, then I don't see any reason to censor that. You see what I'm saying, y'all? Like, that was interesting. Maybe that was the initial offer, and maybe it got turned down, and they didn't want us to know about it. I don't know. Y'all tell me. Because there were rumors of trades and everything else that came out. That might have been one of them. But they just didn't want us to know that it was on the docket, you know what I mean? That it was an actual trade offer that got turned down. I mean, that's my take on that. Bryce's and T-Mac's chemistry is good. Lock Poppy says, yep, facts.
By nature.
What if the guy in the third round, Princely, was still there? And you got 2 edge
They're talking about Princely now.
That'd be cool.
To have him next to you, he's really there as a good center.
The fact that they're talking about Princely first is important because they valued Princely more so than the other defensive end that we picked up. I want y'all to take note of that.
County board, somebody that's really smart in his field of work and somebody that, you know, you can really bounce ideas off of from a business perspective.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and give Tapper the benefit of the doubt on this because here's the thing. We've had 2 successful drafts now. Tapper was in the room for both. Are we now saying that Tapper actually has knowledge on this stuff? The thing is, when you look at Tapper, what Tapper was doing, you know, with the training camp and what he's doing with the upgrades to the stadium, you know, are we giving this man the proper credit, or does he have no idea what he's doing at all? Or is it somewhere in between? For me, I'm starting to feel like it's somewhere in between. I don't know about y'all, but I'm starting to get that way. But when it comes to major stadium upgrades and just upgrades to the practice field and just how he's handled that, no, he doesn't know what he's doing at all. Event planning is not your strength, Mr. Tepper, with all due respect. And he leaves it to Tepper Entertainment to get these rock concerts going like Metallica, like these country artists and people like that. He doesn't get involved, I don't think. Correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Tepper, but I don't think you get involved in all that. You just tell him what you want and it gets done. Am I right or wrong? You let me know. And I know I'll never get an answer on that, but as far as draft expertise and player expertise, does he know what he's doing? He's now had 6 or 7 years as an owner. I could see maybe I could consent to him knowing what he's doing on that after understanding these players and getting to know them this long. But if he were to make some of these decisions for us, I don't think we would be where we are right now. I'm just going to be honest. I don't think we would be. Because he hired Frank Wright. He hired Matt Rule. Neither one of them should be head coaches in the NFL, and they're not. You know? He hired a bunch of bums. You know, for our management. Well, I won't say bums, I'll say busts. Because they are good people, but they just don't, they're not good in their respective fields of where they were doing things. You know, so I'll be professional. I'll say they were busts, which is accurate. You know what I mean? That's an accurate description of how those seasons went. And what we drafted, what we signed, everything. Busts. So... And, I mean, everybody just made you look like a clown, Mr. Tepper. With all due respect, man. You know, so, as I've said before, let these two gentlemen do their jobs. That's what you hired them to do. And they are, you know. But if you got something that benefits us as a franchise, we're open to hearing it, but we don't have to take your advice. You know what I mean? But open communication, open door. You know what I mean? I'm definitely in favor of that, but I don't know. Also, what is this man eating? It's like a chicken salad sandwich or something. Yeah, it looks like a chicken salad sandwich. I don't know. I don't know. I'm weird like that. I pay attention to weird stuff.
Be good there in the third.
Sitting there with Mr. Tepper, Brandt, and Coach Canales, like us four in a row. We enjoy being together and just kind of talking and working out scenarios, and it's part of the fun.
All right, we got a trade. We got a trade here. The Las Vegas Raiders have traded the 37th pick to the Miami Dolphins.
Excited that we drafted a good player at 8. I did feel that we had to do more for our defense.
So far, so good. So what are the odds right now? One of those.
I hope it does drive to make it to our pick.
One of those 3 edge rushers. Yeah.
About 50-50.
I'll take that.
50-50. Man. Man, oh man. And here's the thing, when you were going through those draft picks, you didn't feel like it was 50-50. It felt like 75-25, didn't it? Tell me I'm wrong. Yeah, y'all were with me in that stream, watching this with me. Did y'all feel like it was 50-50 that Princely would drop to us? Because I didn't. I felt like the chances were very, very good. You know, we always saw, what, two defensive ends drop before that? I don't know. But dude said 50-50, though. I mean, that's what y'all felt like it was. Okay, cool. But I don't feel like it was. It looks like David Tepper's just going with a Golden Corral buffet. That's a good one. That's a good one.
50-50.
Eric Eager, Vice President of Football Analytics. He and Benny and Mike do really good work for us.
He does a great job.
So this is the man behind the success of analytics. Finally good to put a face to the name. Okay, cool. I've heard the name before. So now I'm learning a little bit about him. And I like that. That's good, man. That's real good. He's doing fine work, man. He's doing fine work. Shout out to him. Much love to him. Thank you for what you're doing for us.
You know, formulating all these mock drafts and probabilities on who's going to be there.
We're not making decisions based on the numbers that those guys are giving us. What we are doing is we're just understanding risk.
Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that right there? Let me run that statement back real quick.
Abilities on who's going to be there.
We're not making decisions based on the numbers that those guys are giving us. What we are doing is we're just understanding risk.
Boom. And people are going to take that out of context. They're going to say what they want to say. They're going to think, oh, he's lying. He's not telling you the truth. This, that, and the third. No. That's what they're actually doing. Take it at face value. That's what they're actually doing. So for anybody that wants to act like, oh no, we're not doing that. We're actually going by the numbers and blah, blah, blah. You have to go by the numbers if you're not doing it already. And like, yeah, just do what you do. It's working. Stick with the formula that's working right now. You know, if it's getting us the players that we need, why change it? It's calculated risk. It's exactly what it is. Every time you draft, it's calculated risk. Yeah, you can go by the numbers sometimes. And other times, you just go with your gut. And I say if we're going with our gut, we're doing a fine job. Because these players are doing work for us, man. So I'd say we're doing good. I don't see any reason to change the method. It's working.
What are the odds that one of those two guys gets to 85?
Put in all four of those guys and see what 85 is. All the defensive players on the board.
There's only one draft, so now we're just trying to make a risk assessment off of that. We're not saying like, oh, okay, well, you know, we didn't get him, but next time we will. Like, no, we won't. You know, if Nick Scorton goes before we're able to draft.
He ain't lying, y'all. It's only one draft. You either get it right or you don't. There's so many times where you can get that wrong. I want to run that statement back because I want to get the full statement out of this so people don't take this out of context. All right, let's go.
And Benny and Mike do really good work for us.
He does a great job, you know, formulating all these mock drafts and probabilities on who's going to be there.
We're not making decisions based on the numbers that those guys are giving us. What we are doing is we're just understanding risk.
Okay, what are the odds that one of those two guys gets to 85?
Put in all four of those guys and see what 85 is. All the defensive players on the board.
There's only one draft, so now we're just trying to make a risk assessment off of that. We're not saying like, oh, okay, well, you know, we didn't get him, but next time we will. Like, no, we won't. You know, if Nick Scorton goes before we're able to draft, we never get Nick.
With the 44.
Finally, somebody that understands this. You know, that's working in our management. Finally, somebody that gets it. We've had 10 years of people in our management that don't have a clue, you know, about how this works. You know, and now, in the last 2 years, we got people that actually get this. So, shout out to Dan and Dave in their hiring process because they did an excellent job of combing this guy out. You know, and, you know, that's their analyst that's running through all the mock drafts and stuff like that. They did an excellent job of the scouting of the players. They're getting a full detailed look at everybody. And shout out to Dan and Dave themselves, you know, for the interview process, you know, because you've got to get this right. You only get one shot on draft weekend. And shout out Brant Tillis. He's done this a number of times, man, and he knows what he's doing. Trust him. You know, put your faith in Brant, man. I love that he truly understands what's going on, and he's locked in. You know what I mean? Dan, Dave, and Brant Tillis are all locked in, and that's what we want. And so is the analyst.
Fourth pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Dallas Cowboys select Donovan Ezeraku, defensive end, Boston College.
Oh, that's that dude, man. That's that dude I had an eye on, man. That's that dude. Donovan Ezeraku. I had a high grade of this dude, man. And I thought, okay, we had success with Luke Kuechly from Boston College. I said, why not? Let's try this dude. You know? I liked what I saw on the website where with all the grades of him. And I thought, you know, this dude might be our pick, man. This dude might be our pick. But Cowboys got him. And we had to just take it on the chin. Let's take the next one up. But it sounds to me like they had Princely picked out already. So,
So there's the first edge rusher. So now, if the dominoes fall to these edge guys start. You know, I think if you feel a couple edge guys kind of coming off the board, which there was, you know, we decided to trade up and go get our guy.
There's like this
I think it was the right move.
quote that I've heard it from Bill Polian. I don't know who else has said it. I'm sure a lot of people have said it, but it's let the board speak to you.
Let the board speak to you. I like that. I like that right there. That's good.
Fifth receiver.
And there are times where like you don't need to trade up, and you saw us take advantage of those opportunities in the later rounds where we just kind of let the players come to us. But when you have opportunities to get pass rushers that affect the game like Nick and like Princely, like you can only sit on your hands for so long.
EJ let score.
This is true.
Just want to check for EJ one more time. Oh yeah, absolutely. The first thing that jumps off the tape is how hard he plays. He's got the play style that you want. Every play, he's running to the ball. He's giving a maximum effort.
He just said he can score.
Okay. This is the first time we've heard of Jaro in a while. Let's hear him again. Let me listen to him say something about this again.
Absolutely. The first thing that jumps off the tape is how hard he plays. He's got the play style that you want. Every play, he's running to the ball. He's giving a maximum effort.
Okay. Maximum effort. He's running after the ball. Okay. Alright. Ever, I'm trying to understand who you are, man. I'm trying to understand what your thought process is, so I can get what you're trying to sell us here, man. Because right now, you were under evaluation, sir. Because the last two defenses have not been enough. I'm going to be real with you. They have not been enough. And granted, you could say, as good, legitimate reasons, we had injuries. We didn't have the right players. You know, that's reason 2. I'll accept that. But this year, we do. Now, if we don't have enough depth at defensive end, okay, I'll give you that. Coming into year 2. That's a good reason why we're struggling there. If we don't have a number 3 corner, I would give you that as a good reason. So if we struggle there, I get it. But the rest of it should not struggle, sir. If you're having to move people around and shift them around like musical chairs in other spots when they're not injured, something's wrong. The places where they should not be. That's what you did to Frankie Louvu. That's why he left. That's what you did with Xavier Woods. That's why he left. So, there is a fine line where it stops being good reasons and it starts becoming excuses. Mr. Ajaro. With all due respect, my man, that line's got to cross somewhere. Where that line crosses is exactly where I just said. If you have injuries, okay, I get that. I'll accept that as reason 3. But that's it. Those 3 reasons are where you draw the line. And you say, okay. From now on, if you're telling me, oh, this defensive scheme doesn't work, because da-da-da-da-da, you're trying to shift people around to where they shouldn't be, okay, let's shift them around to where they shouldn't be. Let's see what the results are. They don't work out. Okay. Why did they not work? Because you shifted them to where they're not supposed to be. And then you try to make excuses for said players saying, oh, they didn't perform well enough. They didn't do this. They didn't do that. And that's why I'm just like, really? Really? What in the world is going on in my chat? Yo, Like Poppy, why did you delete his stuff? What's up with that? Everything good? But yeah, Ejaro's got one more year, man. He's got one more year. At some point, those reasons stop being good reasons and they start becoming excuses. So I'm fixing to get upset with Ejaro if he doesn't start getting something done. Alright, let's go.
And I know they like him. So like, I know he's got a little bit more twitch in his body. So.
Yeah. You talk about the word passion. You know, it's a guy that you can see the passion just kind of jumping out on the tape.
He's one of my favorite champions. Yep. So scoring, all positives, kid character-wise. Spent through a lot of adversity growing up, but you would never know it. You get the same message at both schools about this kid. He's all ball. You're gonna love how he's wired. He's ultra competitive. So this guy would be a really good addition to our team and our locker room.
He is going to be competitive. Like some guys are trying to beat you. He wants to hurt the guy across from him. That's the way he wants to play.
Ooh. This man wants to hurt you on the other side of the ball. Okay. I like that. Oh, okay. Misclick. Gotcha. Yeah.
Kind of get a little squeamish in your seat.
I just want to
because
make sure
you're
everything's
"Man, I really
cool.
want this guy. So yeah, when he kept falling a little bit, we were like, hey, let's go get our guy.
Now we're starting to. Yeah, now it's when we got to think about. Let's get our guy. Should we do it?
I would take him. To me, maybe day one, he's behind Pat Jones. I think he's got the ability to become a starter for us.
Only scored. I like the way he's trending. I felt the most just edge juice out of him. The athlete, the bend, the corner turn.
When JT and Ezeraku were selected, it did create some urgency to trade up for Nick. And so that's when we knew, all right, we got to work our way up here and find the right trade that works for us so that we can maintain our 2025 draft.
All right, so if we were hunting Nick Scorton the entire time, two defensive ends went off the board. Let's take a quick look at how that round went. Draft order. Draft tracker. I want to see exactly how that went. Because did we need to make that trade? It now becomes, was it necessary? Because we only saw two guys go off the board. We saw Donovan, we saw JT. Okay, well, let's look at the next 5 picks. We got Terrence, you got Will, you got Ariante, you got Demetrius Knight Jr., who's a linebacker, and you got Arroyo, who's a tight end. None of those guys are an edge rusher. So, why was it necessary to push for an edge rusher? And then when you see what the Titans drafted, it makes sense. The Titans were about to go for Nick Scorton. Because, look at this. They made a move as well. And they got Olajapo. I'll just name him Ola, because I can't pronounce that last name. But, from UCLA. I'll call him Uo Ola. I don't know. But it's a weird name. Okay? But they made a move right after we did, and they picked him up. So, was that trade necessary? Green light, yes. Ding. Alright. So let's move on. You had Mike Green down here at 27. That was the only other edge rusher that was down there. Would you count that as a defensive end run? That's my question. Would you count that? So, to me, I'm going to say no. But the urgency was there because of the Titans. You see what I'm saying? You see where I'm getting my mindset from here? Alright, so let's continue.
Hey, what's up?
Would you guys be interested in moving back?
He's on the phone. He's on the phone with you right now.
I sent John a text with a trade offer. I was curious if you guys were interested in it.
Really, I'd rather not do the straight up pick 114, you know? Especially we got 2 edge rushers left on the board.
Let me call you right back. Right.
You see Dan's play style come out during the draft.
So you're saying 114?
I'll circle back with you once we kind of see if our guys there or not.
You know, I think it's just a feel.
He's reading his keys and he sees the hole and he takes it. And he's very clear on what he wants.
Hey, Will, he's going to call me back. Hey, we're out unless it's our deal. Here, do you want me to call Denver? We've got a good trade out to Denver, too.
Yeah, call Denver.
You're on the clock. Okay. Cool. All right, we're good. All right, cool. Thanks, Rich. Bye.
Is that done?
Yeah, it's done.
Let's go!
Our fans are going to be excited.
What do you weigh right now?
I'm at 270. Damn. Yes, sir. I've always been able to.
Look 270.
Sophomore, I got a new strength coach, man. He got me big. Like, I had big legs, but I wasn't feeling up top yet, man. And he, worked me out. I was moving around well, and they had no problem with it.
I got no problem for you to run like that. So.
Certainly, I appreciate it.
He's a guy that we felt really good about. We actually had a first-round grade on him.
Shout out to that trainer for getting him into shape to where we could draft him. If he hadn't trained him properly, he would not be a Panther right now.
Really, it's about price. What is it going to cost us to get up? And again, understanding like what are we giving up on our board to move up and get this player. For Princely, the price was right where we got him.
Walking away with
You still have your
Princely
2-4s
tonight.
You still have your 2-4s. You have 2-5s.
Trading up to get Princely, kind of the same thing with Nick. We felt like it was a prime opportunity for us to trade up, get 2 of the best that we felt were 2 of the best edge guys in the class.
If you want Princely, we got to.
Yeah, we
do
got
need to jump him.
Let's just go. Let's get him. Brandon Bean. He said, if y'all want to come up, it would be for 114 with the St. Fran City.
They won't.
Ooh. We were in talks with Brandon Bean? And San Fran? When Princely went off the board? Ooh. Okay. This just got spicy, y'all. At first, I looked at Princely and I said, okay, we're getting a baller. We're getting a really good defensive end. And now I'm seeing Brandon Bean and Sam Fran were interested in this dude? Oh. Hold up now. Nah, that changes the game completely right there. That's 2 really good teams right there in the hunt for this dude. Man, shoot. I didn't know all that. Okay. Well, this just got real interesting. Who else is he going to name? Let's see who else he names.
More.
So you talked to Kansas City again, Brent?
KC? KC wanted Princely? Ooh. Oh my God. So KC was in the hunt for this as well. They wanted our picks as well. What? You're kidding me. Man. What do y'all think about that? This is news. This is news, y'all. I didn't hear any of that during draft weekend. Mm-mm. I heard the rumor about Brandon Bean, and possibly San Fran, but KC getting in on this? That's dangerous waters. That's dangerous waters. Because if KC gets a guy like that, everybody's cooked. I'm trying to tell you, everybody's cooked. That's the one offer I'm glad they didn't get. Oh, God. Are you kidding me? KC with our picks? That's terrifying. To our Panthers' growth, that's terrifying. We don't want that. And I know Brant Tillis has those connections, man, but be very, very, very careful. All right? If they get a hold of one of our players off our board, that's going to be... That could be the difference between a trophy or a playoff run for KC. But for us, that could be the difference between us making the playoffs and being in the hunt for the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? That's dangerous waters. Because if we give up a player like that, we're giving up a major piece that could help them win a trophy. But we're only getting a couple of players out of that equal that value. You better hope those players are the right ones. You better hope we hit home runs on both of them. Because if we don't, we're going to look like idiots. I'm just saying. That's risky business. I don't like hearing that right there. I don't want conversations with KC unless they start having conversations with us first. In the draft process. I really, really don't. You know, if we need those connections, use them. You know, but in the draft process, not unless we see something we absolutely have to have in case he has 2 picks. You know what I mean? But even though they have the 2 picks, do you really want to take that risk? See, that risk reward comes in right there. That's a dangerous game right there. Very dangerous.
They want to keep their pick?
They're picking.
They're 3-3.
It feels like we should just stay patient. You know? Where's Elliot? What's up, bro?
Hey, what's up?
How you doing?
Is your guy still available as far as you know?
Yeah, he is. Yep.
Okay. Alright, so I think
Okay.
I'll call you when we're on the clock.
All right. Sounds good.
All right, thanks, bud.
Thanks.
Hey, what are the odds that one of those two guys gets to 85? 41%. I'd be
41%. You notice how quick he was with that percentage? That's why this man is where he is right now. He responded lightning quick. He said 41%. I like that.
be trading.
Let's do it.
I don't think I got that mock draft scenario one time. Like, I didn't think it was possible that we could get T-Mac, Scorton, and Princely, 1, 2, 3.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, what's up?
We good?
So you never got that mock draft? Out of all the mocks that you guys did, that never came up? Interesting.
77 for 85 and 146.
Correct.
Okay.
We'll call it in.
The speed that he brings off the edge, his ability to bend, he's got a wicked spin move. He can do a lot of cool things.
He was sticking out on the board like a sore thumb, and so we just went up and got him as well.
With the 77th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Carolina Panthers select Princely Umanmielen.
Why y'all take so long, man?
Yeah, there you go. Hey, I'm going to pass you off to our owner, Mr. Tepper.
Hey, Princely, how you doing?
I'm gonna have to break y'all pockets in like 3-4 years.
We didn't want to miss that opportunity, and we went up and got him, and thank God we did.
I'm loving that Dan Morgan is cooking, and look at what we got. So this draft, oh my gosh.
I am liking what Dan Morgan and Dave Canales are building here in Carolina. Shout out to Dan Morgan, Dave Canales. The Panthers cook. Send him.
Okay, Dan Morgan, I see what you did.
Dan Morgan has been cooking so far.
He has been locked, loaded, and focused on this draft.
Dan Morgan, I appreciate everything you're doing for the Carolinas. I see the vision.
Easy A+, my favorite class in the entire league.
Hey, I'm cooking here. Stop doubting this man.
Nick Scorton and Princely were they were going in the first round. That's how good a talent they are. Dan Morgan absolutely cooked today.
I try not to look at a lot of that.
Shout out to the entire management for recognizing YouTubers, Panthers YouTubers around, the content creation area, man. Thank you so much for putting us in these highlights, man. That means a lot. That means a ton to all of us content creators, man. Showing us that love, man. Hey, love right back to you. Love right back to you. Thank you. Man, I didn't think I'd ever see the day where the media team would actually show love to YouTubers. But it's happening, man. That day is here. And I feel honored. Even though our channel wasn't mentioned in there or shown in there, I still feel honored. That they're showing that love to content creators and I'm part of that community. You know what I mean? I'm part of that group. Even though I wasn't featured, I'm part of that. And we're all connected as creators in some way, shape, or form. So that connection runs deep. And it means a ton, guys. Thank you so much. That's beautiful. Let's look at what Dan has to say about that.
I have people send me stuff, but don't give me the credit. Like, I don't want the attention. I just want to do the work and go have fun and win football games.
All right. That's right. He has people send him stuff? That's what's up, man. That's what's up. I appreciate that. And I would feel honored if one of my videos or one of my live streams got sent to him. It would be a privilege. And it really would. I don't know if it's ever happened, but I want to say thank you if it has, to the people that sent it to him. You know, thank you. That's a blessing for this channel. It's a blessing. You know, and everything that these YouTubers do, man, it's a blessing. If you've had your stuff sent to him, consider that a blessing. You know. And I don't take that lightly, because this is a major platform. You know, we are trying to do the best we can to help out and make this franchise better, and we don't want that credit either, man. You know what I mean? Like, we're not looking for credit for that. We're just looking for love. You know what I mean? Like, just show us some love, and that's what you did. The media team just showed us some love, man. All these creators. That's freaking awesome. That's all we're asking for, man. You know? We just want to be respected for what we do, you know what I mean? And you can take our info, you can do with it what you will. You know what I mean? You know, whether you use it or don't, that's up to you. It's your franchise. You know what I mean? End of the day, it is. And I just want to say how much I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Bottom of my heart as a Panthers creator, thank you. And that shows, man, that shows the love of the communities we've built too. You know, we've built some amazing communities in our own right, you know, and as content creators, you know, and to have those recognized the way they are. Man, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful day, y'all. It's a beautiful day. It's Panthers creators. Much love to all the ones that were shown in that video right there. That's so cool. I'm excited for y'all, man. I'm excited because even if it was just for those clips alone, you know, I'm still excited for you because you're getting recognized. You're getting noticed by this management. Like, they have started to pay attention to us, and it's a beautiful thing, man, because we have a lot to offer in a positive and healthy way, and we're proud to do it. We're happy and excited and proud to do what we do, you know, and that just took the best of us and represented it, and I love it. I love it. God, I love it.
You go home. It's a good night. Really good night.
Woke up on day 3 and I texted Dan and Dave and I asked them, like, who are the players who we would take over Trevor Etienne, and there weren't many.
Y'all value Trevor Etienne that much? Dang! This man just asked, what players would you take over Trevor Etienne? Ooh! Oh my God. I cannot believe I just heard him say that. That's beautiful. Because you know how many mock drafts that dude was in on my stream? Do y'all know? Were you keeping track during the month of March and April? Bruh. Oh my God, man. If y'all were following my mock drafts, man, much love to you. Thank you. You know, but I doubt it. But if they happen to align, that's big right there. That's big. That tells me they understand the significance of the fact that this is Travis Etienne's brother. and the significance that this man could bring to this team. He's got that Clemson blood in him, but he's a Georgia Bulldog. You know what I'm saying? And that's big, man. It's big. Both brothers went to very, very big schools and did their own thing, you know, successfully. And were humongous impact players. So, if you were watching my mock drafts, management, if you happen to be, I want to say thank you for taking that seriously and really, really deep diving Travis Etienne. Because that really means a lot to me. As a fan of the Etienne brothers, that really means a ton to me. Thank you for taking that time to understand who he is and do the homework on him. Because most GMs and most managements would not go as far as you guys did. And he might have been pushed another round. I'm not going to lie to you, he might have been. Had they all not done their homework on this dude. Their proper homework. But this crew did. And I'm very excited about that. That's awesome.
How many of those teams need running backs?
Whoa. There's the big question. How many of those teams needed running backs? Ooh. Wow.
He's going to be a good returner and a solid back.
A good returner and a solid back. That's exactly what he does. Yeah. They like him.
And he may be there.
I don't want to force it either.
One of those safeties will be there at 122.
Okay.
Wow. I like this conversation right here. They're saying the safeties would be available at a later pick. And Etienne would be there. I told y'all. I ran through how many mocks during April. And I said the same thing. I said the same freaking thing. Clock it. Check my VODs.
Let's just see. If they're both on the board,
yeah.
When we're picking, let's just roll the dice.
Good.
Go with the numbers. Hopefully our guys there.
You want to go best player.
Wow.
And the great thing about the
Roll the
analytical
dice.
tools that we have is we were able to
Hope he's there.
understand there are pockets of the draft where there are going to be good players at different positions available. So how do we best navigate the whole draft?
How many teams?
This one, 114.
In between 114 and 122 need a safety.
What are both safeties?
Wow. That's crazy. This conversation is crazy.
122 together.
But Ransom's about a coin flip.
It's like 95% that one of them is there.
Ooh. Oh. 95%. 95% sure that one of them was going to be there. Oh my God. Y'all stop playing, bro. This man just said 95% chance one of those safeties was still there. Oh my God.
I'd love I'd take either or.
We had our eyes on a couple safeties that we like, but when you're looking at your board,
Ransom and who else? I want to know who the other one is. If it's Malachi Moore, oh my God. Because I was looking at both of them on my mocks like all month. Whew. Holy smokes. I don't know about y'all, but I'm loving this conversation right here. Y'all followed me through the entire 2 months of the mock draft process, and preparation process for the draft. Y'all followed us through the hard work, the grind, and now we're seeing these conversations unfolding right in front of us for the same players. I hate this. Damn it. Alright.